What's up, y'all? It's Patrick here. Today I wanted to show you a quick thing that I've done with one of my kayaks, and that is the keel guard. I'm using Kydex for the kayak. It's a simple, easy build. Gosh, you could probably do it in about an hour or so. Why not protect your kayak? I do a lot of dragging around, going from pond to pond. There's some areas where it gets shallow. I got to drag it. I just can't pick one of these things up. It's too heavy, loaded up, but you pay a lot of money for these things, so why not protect it a little bit? I haven't protected it. I've been dragging it and I can see where the damage has been. So for under 25 bucks, 25, 30 bucks, you can completely scratch proof your kayak. And I'll show you how to do that. All right, so first off, you want to get your pattern of the Kydex you want to cut out. I used butcher paper, and I want to protect pretty much this section right here. I'm not too worried about doing the whole underbelly of the kayak. That's just ridiculous. The thing's going to get scratches anyways, but this takes the brunt of everything as far as scratches go. So this is the shape that I came up with here. I just wanted to kind of wrap around this side here, and when you put it in the oven to heat up, it will wrap. It becomes moldable at that state. So you put it in the oven, it molds up, and you can kind of shape it around the bottom of the tunes here. So I'm gonna just put it just like this, so it molds around the back. I'll probably go up a little bit higher. Just about like that. I'll cut this part out and then transfer it over to the Kydex sheet. All right, so here's the pattern. Trace this guy out on the Kydex. Just like that. I'll use the bandsaw, I'll use a jigsaw. You can use a bandsaw, a Dremel, whatever you want to cut that shape out, or the shape that you need. This Kydex is really thick stuff. Now, I would go with the 0.80 thickness. This is the 1.25 thickness. This is a lot harder to mold than the thinner Kydex. I chose the thicker of the two because I didn't want to rub through it or have to take it off and redo it. So I just went with the thicker stuff. This should last a long time as long as it stays on. Anyways, next is to cut out the shape. All right, I cut out two shapes, one for each side, and you can see how it will overhang. So once it heats up, it will mold down. So it should bend down like that and like that. And that should be enough to protect the bottom of these skids here. So let's throw them in the oven at 400 and see what happens. Okay, put it on the barbecue for about 5 minutes at 400. It's pliable. This guy's gonna go right on here. It's gonna mold to it. I'm gonna do anything fancy, nothing special. Just gonna put on some gloves. Hold it till it kind of takes its shape. Let's see. Yeah, it's taking shape. All right, so now you can tell that this molds a little bit better. That's about how much I molded it. I didn't do too much. I'm not getting carried away and doing this whole thing around the side. I just want something simple something to protect the bottom, that's it. So that's pretty much all. I'm gonna do the same thing to this one and then epoxy it. Okay, so I did both pieces of Kydex. I actually did them on the barbecue. You can still see some of the grate marks on here. I just wanted to avoid an argument with my wife, so I didn't do them in the oven. Toaster oven probably works great too. I did it at 450 for 5 minutes. Became completely pliable. I got both of these guys on right here, but I thought I'd try to do something different. I said I wasn't gonna do a big wrap on this. I thought I'd keep it simple, but I'd see what the hell, let's see what happens. So I made a big ass one. I cut that out, traced it on the Kydex. I got that marinating right now, and I'm gonna pull that off in about 5 minutes and see if I can mold that around this whole thing. Normally the thicker stuff is harder to mold. That's why I thought I would keep it simple. But we're gonna see what happens. Why not? Shit. If it works, it works. All right, got the piece of Kydex on here for about 5 minutes so far. It's been on at 450. Let's pull him up, see what he looks like. Kind of hard to grab this with the gloves. Yeah, look at that, bending pretty good. As my buddy Jacob would say, that's malleable. So I want to put it on just a little bit longer, get it nice and loose, and mold it to the kayak. Okay, so I started with this template here. Cut these guys out, put them in the barbecue, warmed them up, molded them to a slight bend. I don't know if you can see that. Those cover the back just fine. This will work. This right here is what I have on my other kayak. I had a whole bunch of extra Kydex, so I thought of making a bigger template. This guy right here that molds around the whole thing, and these guys just cup on the back. So I did take him to my shed and sanded him down a little bit. There were some imperfections, some wrinkles and creases, but all in all, it's gonna work. Once I epoxy these guys down, I like these better, give some more protection. Just put some epoxy on there, weight them down, and it's a fast setting epoxy, so it should work pretty quick. And that's the next step. So I'm gonna go with these guys and see how I like them. All right, for this, I'm using Gorilla Glue. This stuff is fast setting. It's pretty nasty stuff too. I'm gonna use a lot of it. There we go. Boy, this stuff always smells like it's burning. I got another case of it too, and I'm gonna, not another case, but I got another container of it too. I'm also gonna use that. And this is the guy that's gonna go right here. I'm gonna apply it all down the center of this, on the sides, and probably need to get some more. And start applying it. Okay, this looks a little different, but I ended up putting a whole bunch of epoxy under each of these guys. I'm putting about 35 pounds of pressure on each skid there. I used some of this duct tape here. This is just kind of what I had laying around, just to push this molded part down. It should set in about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna give it 30 to an hour, and after that I'll put some waterproof clear silicone around the edge of it, and that should be it. Should have a nice nice product at the end. All right, there she is. Epoxy has set up, not going anywhere. Next step is just put a bead of clear silicone around here, and that would complete the install. Hope you all liked it. Again, maybe 30 bucks to make. It's gonna protect the whole side all the way down, around, some scratches from dragging from pond to pond. Try it out, see how you guys like it. Again, doesn't take too long to do, under 30 bucks. It protects your kayak. I hope you enjoy. Take it easy.